pick one of my diaries at random, then I open the page to a random page, and then I read at least the whole page. This is my current diary. From Lily, my guides, that there's a decision that I need to make. 9th of August 2021. I just saw a shooting star, a big one. It lit up the whole sky. I wished for my freedom. It had some colour to it, pink and maybe purple, blue, violet. I felt the urge just a bit earlier to look up at the stars. Lily must have been involved with it. Lily, thank you. I'm by the fountain at the old Steen in town. More recently, I've managed to see some videos of Ara in 2013, just after he destroyed the original first being. It was very interesting. It reminds me now of how much I look forward to meeting Ara again when the time comes, and then he can tell me himself. I'm sure he won't mind how powerful he is. I'm sure he won't mind how powerful he is, I am, and James Rink, Lily, etc. My origins, etc. There are so many things I'm looking forward to speaking with Ara about. Many things, and James Rink, and Ashar, and of course Lily. You know, for real. Ashar is a beautiful being, just for the record. But probably not as beautiful as, well, I'm not doing this justice. Probably not as beautiful as, well, just not as beautiful as Lily. She knows how I feel. That's what I wrote. Wow. And I guess the takeaway from what I've been thinking about, I know it's not nice to compare people, but I was very inspired when I wrote that. I remember writing it, you know. Yeah. And I guess the takeaway from what I've been thinking about for the last few weeks in particular, is instead of meditation, instead of meditating all the time, if you want to flow, do what makes you flow, what makes you feel free. To me, it just sounds like, you know, you never know. I never know what I'm going to get with this, and it feels a bit childish, but that's what I wrote. So. Instead of meditating all the time, if you want to flow, do what makes you flow, what makes you feel free. I just had this realization after the usual standing there trying to meditate for 5 hours. And I did that on a very regular basis, and I never really felt like I was meditating. In fact, I didn't feel anything. I was just mostly empty. I could just about function. Most of my senses were gone. And I was just standing there thinking that somewhere I was meditating. Or maybe sometimes I was, but I would do that every day for hours. And to this day, I'm not sure how often. It was just a waste of time. I just had this realization after the usual standing there trying to meditate for 5 hours. That ties in with my wish for freedom. I saw a guy today that I think helped to inspire that understanding. He said he had an issue with patience, but when he played the keyboard piano, he got into the flow. I could tell he was very passionate about it. He had black shades on and a bald head. He seemed like a free spirit. I had decent conversation with him. Still, I felt incredibly empty. but it was a huge difference from how it's been for many years for me. Well, as a free man, I would like to watch Ara on YouTube, so that's what I will try to do. I just remember Michelle the Stalker telling me how she saw what I saw in the future of me understanding that I'm a destroyer. I'm pretty sure they've been freaking out about it ever since. Basically, one of the stalkers, Michelle, was attached to my focal points, and it saw the focal, that part of me was off somewhere else, and she was attached to it. She could see what the focal point was seeing, and it saw something in the future, and she was still in the trance of my energy and repeating it back to me, basically possessed by my focal point, repeating back to me about what she saw, what my energy saw. Although I didn't actually get to, see it through my focal point, of course. And I don't know when that's going to happen. Of course, I'm more driven than ever.